Hello, denizens of the internet. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the best Luc Besson movie in a long time, especially compared to his Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets. Sorry? What is it, Wancho? Oh, it's a James Gunn movie. Oh, wow, could have fooled me. I kid, of course. But if someone had told me that Guardians was a Besson film, I would have believed them because it's the same kind of visionary mess that Besson has given us in the past. Let's get the most important thing out of the way. There will be spoilers. Guardians generated a flurry of mixed emotions. Is it a mess? Yes. Is it visually stunning? Yes. Was I invested in the story? No. Was it a waste of time? No. Would I recommend it? Would I recommend watching an episode of Scooby-Doo? We all know it's terrible, but we love it. I kind of felt the same way with Guardians 3. No one will excuse it for being a lazy effort. It is very dense, almost too dense. No one mailed in their performances. I will definitely watch it again when it gets to streaming. Let's get the stuff I didn't like out of the way. I think it's out of order. There's a scene late in the film where the High Evolutionary, played with great gusto by Chikude Iwuji, wipes out a planet populated by humanoid animal entities he created because it was a failure. Well, to him. Most of the creatures were gentle, caring, doing their own thing in a weird Earth-like suburban setting, but it wasn't perfect enough, and so the High Evolutionary genocided them all. It's a truly horrific moment. It would have made way more sense to start the movie with that, cementing the High Evolutionary's bad guy credentials. However, as I said, this scene is late in the movie and also contains one of the more cringe moments where Peter Quill is playing the ugly American and speaking English slowly to the inhabitants who don't speak English. Was this a joke? I don't know. It was a fingers on chalkboard scene. Getting back to the actual start of the movie, which left me cold. Maybe I missed something. We get a happy village of diverse aliens and we meet our old friend Kraglin, who abuses his talking dog. We get to see Rocket, Nebula, Drax, Mantis, Groot doing stuff, and Peter Quill drunk. Why was he drunk? I don't know. The Guardians are not happy about this. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Adam Warlock and all his golden splendor arrives to try to kidnap Rocket. Why? We don't know yet. It's a mystery box. Always my favorite writing technique. Lots of fighting ensues. Warlock is chased away, but Rocket is badly injured, and we get the A story. Rocket has a special termination code built into his mechanical innards, and if anyone tries to save him from severe injury, he will self-destruct. Okay, we care about Rocket. Do I care that much about him? No, not really. However, ironically, the movie would have been way better with Rocket, as he spends 2/3 of it lying on a table. We find out that Warlock is a minion of the High Evolutionary, and the High Guy is very mad at his creation for failing his mission. I think he created him. It all went by so quickly. Did we need Warlock's mom? No. But the important question is, how did the High Evolutionary know Rocket was on that floating rock? How did he know he was still alive? Rocket's importance to the Heister is a believable plot element, but it would have made more sense if during the tragic planet immolation and the High Evolutionary's frustration with failing once again to create the perfect species, he discovers that Rocket is still alive and where he is, and then sends Adam Warlock to get him. That would have made way more sense. We don't need a mystery box to hold our attention. Another thing I didn't like on the fake Earth sequence was that the Guardians' spaceship could withstand planet-shattering explosions, bouncing off of rock faces, fly unscathed through trees, and screech to a gargantuan, belly-scraping halt and still be a serviceable flying vehicle. Of course, these kinds of movies are a bit of a cartoon, but this much breaking of physics frustrates me to no end. The final part I both hated and loved was the code heist scene that most of you saw the trailer with the jelly bean-colored spacesuits would recognize. It's a spectacular visual feast, an amazing art direction flight of fancy, but I didn't believe the entire heist sequence. It was so stupid that I counted the minutes for it to end. The last bit that I hated was the massive Looney Tunes guns that the floating city that Kraglin had available at his disposal to train on the High Evolutionary's vessel. I love Gunn's imagination, but that was over the top for me. Your mileage may vary. Whoa, look at them big guns. The rest of the movie was fine, with lots of enjoyable moments. The mutilated animals flashback sequence will be a source of controversy, but it worked for me. When Lily got shot, it made me jump. Tragic elements are needed in these kinds of movies to make it work. So, it might sound like I hated more of this movie than I liked, perhaps, but on balance, it's a decent ending to the trilogy. And I loved the Guardians. They are all great. Peter has a near-death moment, and I think we all knew how that was going to be resolved. But, if he had died, right there in space, it would have been a fitting ending. I don't have a rating for this movie. If you're a Guardians fan, then it's worth seeing. You might not hate the things I hated, which included the music. I thought it was awful. In the way the first movie was memorable because of Quill's cassette soundtrack, the tunes in 3, oh my God, they just didn't work for me. Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy 3? What did you think? Till next time, denizens, be seeing you. Are you going to go see it, Wancho? Oh, only if I pay you. No, I'm not paying you. Employees that want to get paid. Can you imagine?